Soccer is the most popular sport in the world and is played in almost every country they could think of. A sport played by all, regardless of age, gender, nor culture. It's a sport that requires strategy and, most importantly, teamwork to come out on top. And every 4 years, we get to see countries all over the world to play at the World Cup. See which country gets to do that. Well, for this anime, Blue Lock pretty much exaggerates almost every aspect of soccer, while still makes it entertaining to watch. It's not a so bad it's good kind of anime. It's pretty decent if you ask me. So now on to the next part of the intro. So, a high school student is playing at a soccer tournament for his school. Just one more goal and his team will be able to join the nationals. Just mere seconds left on the clock, our protagonist passes the ball to his teammate, and unfortunately, he fails to score a goal. And then... Feeling defeated, he thinks, what if I didn't pass the ball and instead scored a goal myself? Once he gets home, he then receives an invitation from the Japanese Football Union. What he doesn't know is that he and 299 other high school soccer players are to join an experimental project called the Blue Lock. So the premise: imagine Squid Game, but you're only playing soccer. And you don't die when you lose. What you lose instead is the opportunity to join future national soccer teams. Even so, our protagonist still joins the project in hoping to become the best soccer player in Japan. Meet Yoichi Isaki, a kind-hearted and friendly individual who happens to be stuck here with 10 other players who must use their capabilities to rise to the top of the echelon that is the Blue Lock, whether it be solo competitions such as playing Hot Potato Soccer Edition, the team competitions where Isagi's team, or Team Z, must join a round-robin tournament to not get themselves eliminated. Another thing, they are also individually evaluated after each game, and since they're Team Z, that means they're dead last in the rankings amongst the other teams. Isagi is also at 299th place, by the way. The ranking also determines the food that they get to eat as well, so enjoy your natto, Isagi. So the main purpose of Blue Lock, according to this human stick bug, is because Japan has never won a single World Cup. So, to make sure that this happens, Jinpachi Eigo, the stick bug, plans to create the world's greatest soccer player to make that dream come true. He provides us with examples of exemplar strikers such as Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Neymar to explain to the players that the common denominator that these soccer players have is ego. Instead of relying on passing the ball to their teammates, they single-handedly scored goal after goal, making them MVPs of their respective teams. In other words, you have to be super fucking selfish, just become number one. Eigo's plan is to make the players develop their own ego to match those renowned players to improve their soccer skills. Although that's just part of it because the skill of each individual soccer player is different, which makes them have their own preferred playing style, whether it be dribbling, jumping really high, even running at incredible speed to where you can pass the ball to yourself. These unique skills are called weapons in Blue Lock. Isagi's weapon is not a unique physical capability, but spatial awareness. Simply put, he must rely on his head of his because his physical capabilities, compared to most other players, are pretty subpar, so he has to compensate that with his weapon. But having a weapon is one thing. What's most important is how you use that weapon. I mean, sure, you can be good at something, but if you're unable to use that weapon to a full extent, that's pretty much useless. So let's say you're always in defense, then you pretty much never shine or improve yourself as a soccer player. Furthermore, there are a few players that mostly play with their instincts, Isagi included. So in Blue Lock, they explain it as the inner monsters. So far we have seen Isagi and Bachira display that in the anime, which also makes their playstyles more unpredictable as well. But here's the thing, every single player that's in Blue Lock are strikers, or players that play in the front line who score goals. So let me throw you a question. What happens if all the players play as strikers? Well, this happens.
ラッキー！お前こそよそ見してんじゃねえよ。相手チームもかよ。
No defense and no goals. Only fucking strikers. It took them some time for Team Z to use some common sense that they needed fucking strategy for once. And just to make sure that everybody gets to use their weapons, they decide to rotate their positions every 10 minutes or so. Well, except for Iemon. He volunteered to be the goalie because constantly switching goalies would be a huge hassle. However, the biggest obstacle in their paths are obviously the other teams. So, they can't just play against them with the strategies they're used to. They have to adapt to their situations or go further beyond their capabilities and improve themselves as players and use their weapons to their advantage. For all of you who play and or understand the rules of soccer, you might be thinking, this doesn't sound like the soccer that I play. And I'm gonna tell you, yes, you're right. Because I don't think there's a professional soccer player out there that has an inner monster that tells them what to do. If that were true, we'd have a bunch of mentally insane people at the World Cup. Or maybe we do. Basically, don't take this anime too seriously, because most of the character development that we see are pretty much exaggerated to extreme extents. In other words, realism is pretty much out the window for Blue Lock, so all you do while watching this is simple. Turn off your brain and enjoy the spectacle. Blue Lock itself is pretty entertaining to watch, and while there's not much realism when it comes to soccer, that doesn't make the anime less fun to watch as well. Each person in Team Z gets their own mini character arc, so that they get to develop their skills as a striker and or overcome the trauma that's holding them back. Take Shiguri as an example. And no, he's a guy. Looks can be deceiving, by the way. So anyways, his weapon is his speed. However, he injured his knee in one of the games he played at school, and if he gets injured again, the damage will be permanent, thus making him unable to play soccer ever again. Due to this, he chose not to take any risk in injuring his knee while hindering soccer skills altogether. This is shown in Blue Lock where Shiguri chose to only play as defense due to this. However, when Team Z meets Team W, they are close to losing to Shiguri's encouraged by Isagi's demeanor, which makes him stop caring about the risk of injuring his knee and start to use his weapon again, thus breaking the tie by passing the ball to himself and scoring the final goal to the match, leading to Team Z's victory. This is one example of how Blue Lock develops the strikers. We won't get to see all our players shine since we'll get 24 episodes with this anime adaptation. Wanna know about Blue Lock? Read the fucking manga. Simply put, Blue Lock is probably the most unrealistic soccer anime that I haven't seen so far, and that's what I love about this anime. So, if you're thinking about watching this, don't take this anime too seriously. So anyways, enjoy watching Blue Lock, okay?